we limit our own self-image by the meaning we give the successes, failures, defining moments, void shortages, and obstacles. One of the most remarkable things that I've learned about what you do. Welcome to Entrepreneurs of Playbook. I'm Dave Meltzer. We're here at Fanatics Fest, the who's who in sports and entertainment. You got Drake. You got Travis Scott. You have LeBron, Tom Brady. You have Marky Mark himself, Mark Wahlberg. And they're right there next to us, right here from We the Lobby and Collect with the GOAT. But today I have another legend. So many different ones here at Fanatics Fest. I have Dr. David Pascal. Dr. David Pascal, the man I call the miracle doctor, and so will you after this interview. He's had 50-year career in sports. That's a half a century. First as a world-class runner, and then as a chiropractor treating athletes in 4 different Olympic Games, 12 World Championships, and countless other events. Patients fly from all over the world with severe chronic disease that nobody else can cure. Dr. David Pascal and his clinic in North Carolina serves the needy to create unbelievable solutions to uncontrollable pain. He specializes in fixing people with this unresolved medical issues and conditions. When they have lost hope, there's one doctor to call, the miracle doctor, Dr. David Pascal. Welcome to the Playbook.
Thank you. Awesome to be here.
I only speak from experience because when I meet people like you and people tell me about people like you, I'm sorry to say, maybe it's a lawyer in me, I call bullshit. I was like,
I agree.
Exactly. You're like, and it's because of Western medicine and my experience with Western medicine to try to solve the condition instead of the actual root of the problem. And over the last 20 years, my perspective has changed. But so many Olympians, especially, told me about Dr. David Pascal, how he performed a miracle. They couldn't even compete, and 3 days later, they were winning the gold medal. I know you only work with 2 specific types of people, those that are world champions and those who have medical conditions that nobody else seems to be able to figure out. Those are your main focuses.
Right.
Although you have some of the normal treatments for the local folks, but those are the people that fly around the world to come and see you. What is it that you do that's different than what the doctors did for your father when he passed, or that other doctors have done in your position that haven't been able to resolve either the great athletes or the unresolved medical conditions?
I believe it starts with being a good listener. Most doctors go, I'm an expert, I have experience, just let's get started. And they gloss over the patient's history. To me, that is often the most important information. So I feel I've worked very hard to be an exceptional listener, hear the patient's story that led them to where they are, hear all of their symptoms, because that is giving you all those initial clues. And then to do a thorough exam, not a targeted exam. This is the problem with Western medicine. You know, there's like 5 different doctors just for the eye, that little tiny thing. So Western medicine has become so specialized that they can't see the forest through the trees. And that is a main reason why patients go undiagnosed. So I'm going to do a thorough exam, look at all the different parts of their nervous system, you know, their immune system, their organ function, their muscles, and get all the clues that I can. And then put those things together, the patient's consultation and then the examination, and come up with what I believe is the diagnosis.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, what's the best approach to handle the underlying cause, not just the symptoms.
And I personally experienced some miracles myself. I've had different stiffness or range of motion, like most 57-year-old men. And 57-year-old women, by the way. You've done miracles as well for my wife. But one of the most remarkable things is how quick you can, one, listen, two, apply your knowledge, and then three, to heal or cure or recognize. And a lot of it seems energetic, that there's some sort of, energy blockage somewhere, and that you can use vibration or light that can heal very quickly this energetic blockage. What exactly is going on when, my range of motion is like 50%, and within 5 minutes it's 100%?
Yeah, well, most things are not just physical. There's a combination, and when I say physical, I mean like the cells, the muscles, the tissues, the organs.
Like a broken bone is physical.
Right, but scar tissue's physical.
Yeah.
Inflammation in the small intestine's physical. So that's one part of it. But then there's an energy part, and I don't mean like a foo-foo, California, no offense. I grew up in LA, all about that kind of energy. I don't mean that type of energy, although that is true as well. Right now, I mean everything vibrates. Every cell vibrates, every atom, every molecule, every neutron, proton, electron, everything's vibrating. Organs, your entire body has a vibration. And what we found from studying bodies for millennia is that when your body or your tissues are vibrating normally, how they're supposed to be, then you're going to have normal function. And if something happens to your body that knocks off that vibration, it can be physical trauma, emotional trauma, all sorts of things, then the only other condition is the tissues aren't vibrating the way they should. So they're vibrating too quickly or too slowly. And then we have dysfunction. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is assessing, okay, do we have normal resonance of the tissues? And if we don't, then I want to address that. So how do you do that? You can address that with sound. You can address that with light. It could be red light therapy, violet, blue, any spectrum. It just depends on what's going on. And quite often when you restore normal vibration, you get normal function. Boom.
That's amazing. Now, one of the other things that I help people with is the meaning of their past. We limit our own self-image by the meaning we give the successes, failures, defining moments, void, shortages, and obstacles. One of the most remarkable things that I've learned about what you do is that not just for, the normal athlete and what injuries, hamstrings, etc., or range of motion, but with these chronic, unresolved medical conditions, a lot of it is a meaning that they're giving their past trauma, their past physical trauma, their past medical condition, and it seems to be creating a loop of some sort or a reaction. I know within the golf world, for example, that a lot of times you're able to heal somebody's swing and range of motion because they're actually reacting the way the past has happened. How do you deal with, like I do, the meaning of the past in order to facilitate curing unresolved medical conditions or simple conditions for that matter?
Yeah, that's so true. We store memories two different ways. Our bodies actually store our trauma. And many people are beginning to understand that, but it's not just that, I'm storing the trauma, but the position that you were in when you got hurt, that exact position gets stored. And when your body gets back into that position, the memory comes up and it says, oh no, 10 years ago, 10 minutes ago, 10 decades ago, I was in this position and I got hurt. And as a protective mechanism, now I'm going to take all this energy from my body and put it down into my ankle. So now when that golfer, for example, is trying to, have the perfect swing and all of this energy ballast in his body, his energy is literally going down to his ankle. It's a protective mechanism. And, some people don't really believe that, but I'll give you a great example that almost everyone... Thank you, David. But our listeners, that maybe they can recognize, if anyone out there has ever been into a car accident where they heard locking brakes, and then they got hit, right? And maybe they got hurt a little bit, maybe they got hurt a lot. 10 years later, anytime they could be walking down the street, if they hear tires lock up, the first thing they do is they're right back in that moment from that auto accident 8 or 10 years ago. That's been carrying with them all the time, and it just gets reintroduced. So the body's holding memories. Those can be cleared out with various techniques. And then, of course, we know from so many studies that have been done now over the last 50 years, emotionally restore trauma. Everyone realizes that, but and then we can re-stimulate that. And I, as the doctor, cannot out-heal your mind's ability to keep you studying.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I've had a similar experience with my oldest daughter when she was 4. I thought she had Tourette's because out of nowhere she would say, "Damn it." And I couldn't figure it out until I realized that every time someone honked, she had been driving with my wife so much, she had heard "damn it" as he said "damn it." Took me a little while to resolve that unresolved issue. Now, people do fly from all over the world for you to work with them. And these are high pain threshold patients. Can you give me an example or a story about what that type of pain is like, what level of pain there is, and how you've been able to resolve something that quantitatively has more value to a person or a parent than anything else? And anybody that's a parent, you're a grandparent, not to throw you under the bus there, buddy, but we all know when your child gets hurt, you would much rather cut off your pinky than have their pinky be hurt.
Right.
There is no quantitative value to taking somebody out of pain. What level of pain do people experience? For how long? And how and what are you able to do to diminish or even dissolve all that?
Well, I am very fortunate that about 80% of the people that I see are flying to see me. And they've come from Australia, from Moscow, from all over Europe, South America, Africa, North America. And if you're going to hop on an airplane and fly to me from Moscow, there has to be something serious going on. If you're going to hop on a plane and come from Johannesburg or Melbourne.
I'm coming from California.
Yeah.
Even if I drive from Orange County to LA, there must be something
they're the motivating factor, right? So, I'm seeing people with unresolved medical conditions. And a lot of the people that I see are suffering from a very rare disease. It's called CRPS, Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. And what this is, there's only about 100,000 people on the planet that even have it. Most doctors have never heard of it. Those that have, only a handful have even seen it. And in Western medicine, because these people have terrible pain, then the way that you try to treat it is with painkillers, right? Ever increasing levels of painkillers. If that doesn't work, then they'll try a nerve block or spinal cord stimulator, something that's addressing the pain centers in the brain. They'll even put brain implants. And with complex regional pain syndrome, only 30% of the people respond. So if you're in that 30% and you go to a pain center, you go to your neurologist, they will give you the painkillers or the medical procedure, and then you're good to go. But the other 70%, nothing can help.
And what level of pain do they experience?
So it's so severe that, like, we use a 1 to 10 scale, right? Yeah. Like, what kind of pain are you in? 1 to 10. But with CRPS, they use a 1 to 20 pain scale. And the definition, it's insane. The definition of a 20 is if I took a hacksaw and started sawing your arm off, you would not perceive an increase in your pain. That is how much pain they have. CRPS, because of that, because it's unresolved, because of the high pain levels, has the highest suicide rate of any disease. It is horrendous. And these people are obviously a primary focus of my practice, because how can your heart not go out of them? Just to see them, there is a lot of crying in my office. I'm crying, my patients crying, their support are crying, my staff. They cry on that first day when they come. They cry as they go through their healing journey. And then they cry on that last day when they're out of pain and they get to go home. And I'm just feel very blessed and fortunate that I get to help them. And so most of the people that I see with CRPS, I've been the 20th doctor. Imagine going to 20 doctors. The 50th doctor, I've had a patient that's been more than 100 doctors. But when you're in that level of pain, you're looking for solutions. You go to Mayo, you go to Cleveland Clinic, you go to Stanford, UCLA, Emory, wherever you can go, pain centers, individual practices like me to try to get results. And I've been given many gifts, and one of those is being a healer. And I've developed a technique, Pascal method, where last year, 100%, every single one of the CRPS patients that came to me, we put into remission.
That is unbelievable, and talk about fulfilling. To be a true healer, I know on even the business solution side, to take someone who has only created the same business loop to impact them, to change the way that they do things and feel about things, because the emotional pain in business can be severe. Entrepreneurs can probably use a 1 to 20 scale of the emotional pain of employees and overhead.
Right.
I know you as a business person as well have experienced that. To finish up, the most difficult thing in America with all medicine and healing is the misinformation. There's so many people out there that are pushing drugs, pushing temporary types of, or false information even. And I'm sure it's frustrating to you to see these 70% of the people that are in severe pain, when you're able and capable of healing them, not reach out or be confused by the pharmacies and the other physicians that are in the traditional mechanism of creating a vending machine for themselves. That same loop that people experience in entrepreneurship, it's a thermostatic pain that they're predicating on. For you, if I was going to give one message that we can utilize to at least stimulate interest for family members of people, that quantitative value of being able to diminish that much pain, what would be the one thing you would ask them, at least so that they could listen to you or learn from you the difference of what you're doing compared to what other people out there are doing?
There's a difference between treating people with a condition and actually being able to help people that have that condition. And there are tons of doctors and healthcare providers around the country that say, oh yeah, I treat XYZ. And so if you're the caretaker of someone that has some XYZ problem, or you're the person that has the problem, you need to find out like how good that doctor is and sort through the propaganda, right? Like, okay, you say you see CRPS patients. Well, how long have you been doing that? Or, what's your approach? What's your success rate? Do you have other patients that have gone through your program that I can talk to? What do you have? What materials do you have, videos and whatnot, that I can see that further explain that? And because quite often, just because someone's at a big institution, they're at Emory or they're at Mayo or they're at Duke, they go, yeah, I'm the top neurologist at Duke, so whatever I say goes. Don't accept that. I have so many patients, almost every single one of my patients has been to Mayo Clinic, for example. They all go there. Who wouldn't? Brilliant doctors there. But the experience that the patients that I see that have had when they went there is the doctor just said, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. I can help. just go there. And then the doctor doesn't even provide the care. They're, either writing a prescription or saying, go do PT or something. They're not involved. In my clinic, the patients that I see, they're in my office 5 days a week. I see them twice a day, every day. All right, where are we at now? How do you respond to the last therapy? Okay, and I have a plan, but I modify that plan as we go, because to really fix someone, you need to be present.
You cannot put a price on pain. One of my favorite quotes is that if you are healthy, you get as many wishes as you want every day. But if you're unhealthy, you only have one wish. If you want to meet the miracle doctor, whether you're an athlete, a gold medalist, or somebody with an unresolved medical condition, if you want to restore your wishes, take the time to learn about Dr. David Pascal, the miracle doctor. I've witnessed it myself through sports and at his clinic. Unbelievable results, but you need to reach out. Where can people find you, David?
So my website is drpascal.com, Pascal. If you forget that, you can always go North Carolina Miracle Doctor or chiropractic. But David Pascal, I'm very Googleable, easy to track down, and I'm just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Well worth the trip. He made the trip here to New York to see all of the celebrities and athletes and entertainers that he's worked with here at Fanatics Fest, the biggest names in sports and entertainment, and the biggest healers of those in sports and entertainment. Joining me here at Fanatics Fest, the incredible Dr. David Pascal with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook.